Hello, and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Wednesday, January 6th, 2016, by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi, and our energy mantra for today is I balance worldly responsibility with responsibility to myself and my spirit. And we have an interesting day today. It's kind of like a day to find your balance, basically, between, the retrograde yesterday. We're still coming off the Sun conjunct Pluto that happened late last night, so we still may be feeling some of those effects from yesterday. And then tomorrow, we have the Sun squaring Uranus tomorrow. We have Jupiter going retrograde tomorrow. So we have this little reprieve, this little, who am I? Where am I? What's going on? Finding that balance. We have the moon in Sagittarius. The moon shifted into Sagittarius late last night, and we're in the dark of the moon. We're in the time as we build to the new moon, as we start another lunar cycle. And this is really a time of going within. So we already have the push of Mercury retrograde to take us within, and we have Jupiter retrograde taking us further in deeper. That'll be tomorrow. And this kind of dark of the moon place. And it's interesting for Sagittarius because Sagittarius is this expansive, I want to see the world, I want to know, I want to learn, give me this book, give me these cards, external. We love it. That's how we are with knowledge and information. But we have to find that balance with tuning within. We're starting this inward process for this 2016. And in it today, we have some interesting connections. We have the moon beginning its trek by connecting to Mercury. That is going to be happening while most of us are actually sleeping or even still awake if you're a night owl like me. That is happening at 12:49 a.m. Pacific. So we kind of begin that. Your dreams may be stimulated. You may be receiving guidance through your dreams. You may be receiving higher wisdom through your dreams. I was dreaming the other night. I dreamt that I was a whirling dervish. I dreamt that I was spinning in the way that Rumi would spin to kind of release, all the spinning mind energy and just be centered one unto oneself in the spinning universe. You may be receiving messages like that in your dreams. So pay attention because guidance is coming. Guidance is coming big this week. The moon is then going to square Neptune. So the moon in Sagittarius squaring Neptune is such an interesting placement because, again, it can have that resistance to what you've read, what you've learned, what you know, to what Spirit is showing you. And I have to just show you that I pulled the guidance card. Listen to the guidance. You may feel tempted to go back into the old ways, but there's strong guidance coming through for you right now that's trying to help you shift your path. So listen to what's coming through. Don't always follow through the old path. Be okay, let me at least hear what's coming in and see how it settles. Again, connect in with your body. We have the moon then conjuncting first Venus and then Saturn. Moon conjunct Venus. I love that placement because Venus, is relationship, but Venus is about knowing the worth. And moon energy is so beautiful because it is that feminine energy. It is the energy of the darkness. It is the energy of the quiet. It is the energy of the receptivity. And between that and the moon connecting with Saturn today, I think this is a very big call to quiet. Take some quiet. I've said this so many times, but it just keeps coming up into my consciousness, so I'm going to say it again. The Rumi verse about like an embryo for 9 months, if you give yourself 40 quiet mornings. I feel like this is not just a message for me because it keeps coming through and somebody who's meant to hear it hasn't gotten it yet. Take some time. Moon conjunct Saturn. This is happening at 11 degrees. This is a degree of reflection. It is a degree of mastery of the self. And you get to that by being quiet, being present with yourself, being patient with yourself. Here's this patience card. Again, sitting with yourself. We are birthing ourselves. We're birthing there's some big things coming through this year. I feel it. Like in the cards, we're birthing, God, I feel like a new humanity. And so take some time, get quiet in the center of this, astro storm. I don't want to call it an astro storm because it's not a storm. It's not a bad thing. It's not even that stormy. We went through the storminess. It's just a lot of shift. It's a lot of change. It's maybe kind of windy. It's a windstorm. But take some time to get quiet. So along with these cards, I pulled the burden too. I think this relates to that, that resistance that may come up. I think sometimes to know so much, it's coming from your friendly Sagittarius, knowing so much can be a burden because you get stuck in your mind. You've got the cock in the mind, the rooster in the mind that's like, oh, well, this is what you know, and this is what you've been told, and this is what you've been taught. And meanwhile, there's this other guidance that's saying, hey, there's more. There's so much more available to you. You've got to be able to let go of that old stuff that you thought you knew to let the new stuff come in. So I really feel like that may be part of the process today to, take the role of the Sagittarius. Be expansive. You don't have to believe that it's true. That if that guidance comes in, just be willing to look at it, Be willing to be like, okay, I don't know if you're true or not. I'm willing to see what you're all about. And just see how that shifts and evolves your world. So, book a reading. Let me help you, take you through this astrological windstorm. And I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.